We've come a long way from setting the myName string variable to our name. We've gone over some pretty advanced stuff, but there's just a little bit more to make the button work. Okay, on a new line, type getAnswerButton dot, and then IntelliSense comes up. These are all the methods available to a button object, but as you start typing, things that don't match get filtered out. So type set on without any spaces, and now the method setOnClickListener is at the top of our IntelliSense box. Hit enter to select it. Now, before we forget, let's add a semicolon at the end of the line, and then delete the L between the parentheses. An OnClickListener is basically what it sounds like. It's something that listens for the button to be clicked or tapped. Clicked and tapped mean the same thing when we're talking about a touchscreen. When the listener detects the click, it then runs some code to go ahead and do something. The setOnClickListener method here is expecting a parameter that is of the data type OnClickListener. This is an example of how you can have a very complex data type as opposed to the simple strings we've looked at so far. The listener parameter will be connected to our getAnswer button. We don't have a listener yet, so let's create one right here. Type new view dot, and then hit enter for the first item in IntelliSense. Whoa! Eclipse just dropped in a lot of code for us. This is the code required to create an OnClickListener, and the code that gets run when the click is detected goes here in the onClick method. Let's delete this comment and add our own. First, we need some text for our answer. Remember the data type for text? Let's declare a string variable named answer and set it to the string yes. This iteration of our app will be quite optimistic and answer yes for everything. We'll fix that later. Remember when we were editing the layout, we could change the text of a text view by right-clicking on it and selecting Edit Text, or by changing it directly in the Layout XML file. Android also allows us to make these kinds of changes in code. On a new line, type answer label, then dot to bring up IntelliSense. Then type set text, and hit enter for the first method in the list. Now a dummy parameter called text is showing in between the parentheses. Let's delete that, and we want to pass in a string parameter. If we type in answer, then the text that we put in the answer variable will be used as the text for the answer label. And don't forget your semicolon. Now that should be the last thing we need, but notice that a red error line has appeared under answer label. Let's hover over it to see what the error is. Now the reasons for this are a little complex, and there are different ways to avoid this error. But for now, just select the quick fix provided down here. The red error line is gone now that the keyword final has been added on line 18. Basically, the final keyword means that our answer label variable cannot be reassigned. This is important because the onClick method must refer to the same view as long as it exists. We can't make it update a different text view by reassigning the answer label variable to some other text view. Okay, let's save our work. And now the moment of truth. Click on the Run button, and our app should load onto our emulator. All right, there it is. Let's test it. Will I live a life full of peace, balance, and fulfillment? Click on the button, and yes. All right. There you have it, your first real Android app. Congratulations. That was a lot of work. We created a new project, added views to our layout, and then added code to the activity to make our button do something. But don't quit your day job just yet. We've barely scratched the surface of Android development, so let's keep going.